Hi, hey, hello, Hana here from Carlist.my, and this is not a Learn with Hana. This is a one time, maybe not, maybe yes, I don't know, special that I'm gonna call Hana Says. As you know from the previous clip, I have a Penang registered car. Yes, I am from Penang, and yes, that makes me a Penang driver. So that makes me qualified to talk about this topic. So I came across this article from Penang Foodie, and it's about facts about Penang drivers that Penangites can relate to. So let's go through it and we'll see whether I agree with it, because I am a Penang driver, so that makes me qualified. So the first one, you must first learn to pronounce the island name. Isn't it just Penang? Apparently we call it Penang, not Penang. Penang, Penang, Penang. I'm going to Penang. We say Penang, but old timers can call it Penang, Penang, Nang. I don't know. Do people say it differently? This has nothing to do with Penang drivers anyway. So, alright, number 2. Must know the rush hour to avoid traffic. True. Everyone has rush hour traffic, but Penang might be slightly on a different level because it's a small island. The morning rush hour is from 6 a.m. to noon. True. The evening rush hour is from noon to 8 p.m. Also true. Friday's rush hour starts at Thursday morning. Yes. So when I was in college back in Penang, I would leave the house at 7:30 in the morning just to get to a 9 a.m. class. Now I didn't do this because I wanted to beat the traffic. I did this because I wanted to beat the people that worked in town for parking. Parking in Georgetown is no. Okay, number 3, the minimum speed on the highway. The minimum acceptable speed on a coastal highway is 80 km per hour, even if it's at 70 km per hour. Now legally, I can't say this is true, but from observation, I think it happens. So if you've been on the Penang Bridge, the first one, you will probably know that for the most part it's 80 km per hour. But towards the end of the bridge, it has a short time where it's 70 km per hour. But I feel that the reason why people may not follow that is because it's coming from the middle of the bridge, is like the decline, and people are already going at 80 km per hour going up. Then you're gonna go down. Obviously, naturally, gravity does its work, and you're gonna just go faster, right? The only way you can go at 70 is you actually press the brake. And if one person decides to do that, you might cause like a bit of a traffic. So I would say because of that, no one really follows it. But I see the reason why there is a difference in the speed limit, but whether people follow it legally, they definitely follow it. Okay, number 4. Penang drivers have their own version of traffic rules. Now this one, I think everyone, the whole of Malaysia, Malaysians have their own traffic rules. This is not just for Penangites. For example, big cars owned by Datuk will remain on the far right lane. Okay. Myvi or Proton or any heavily modified cars will be on the 3rd lane. Okay. The 1-ton lorry and truck should occupy the 2nd lane. And motorbikes or any cars doing less than 60 km per hour will share the left lane. Now, where on the island especially do we have a road that has 4 lanes? The only place I can think of is on the Julutong Expressway going towards town. It kind of is 4, but then it just ends where you break up. You either go this side of town or you go further into Georgetown. So I don't understand this, to be honest. But if you go on the highway anywhere, it's kind of what happens anyway, right? I think actually people always like to say this, right? Myvi, the king of the road. I'm sure they would join the Datuks, right? After all, they are named the kings. So Aren't they like slightly higher than the Datos? Yeah, this one I'm not really, I don't think I would say as a Penangite this happens in Penang. I think it happens everywhere. And plus, the 4 lanes part, I'm a bit confused. Okay, finally, number 5. Watch out for road hazards. Okay. Not only construction, but as in cats and dogs, open burnings, double parks, triple parks, Friday prayer traffics, metal tins to secure parking, jaywalkers that come out of nowhere, and more. Well, true. Definitely, there are people who, what they call it, choke parking, right? But that one, I think if you're from any small town or any like, is it, do I call it colonial towns? Wherever there's like some old shop lots, usually there's someone putting a Milo tin or some plastic chairs outside. That's because the owner wants to like keep that spot, right? So, well, I guess it is true in Penang, but it's also true in other places. So I'm about that. So out of all 5, okay, let's not count the first one because that one is, but I don't really know. I didn't even realize how there were different ways of saying Penang. Okay, out of the 4, I would say 2 lah, 2. And the second one I can't even say is correct. Like I can't even legally say it's true, but it's true. We don't follow 70 kilometers per hour is very slow, guys. Anyway, as a Penangite, as a Penang driver, obviously I don't like when people say Penang drivers are bad, because as someone who has lived in KL Selangor Klang Valley for the last 3 years, I would say it's just as bad here. It's just a different kind of bad, because I feel like in Malaysia we all have our special way of driving. The whole of Malaysia. I don't know whether it's because we didn't pay attention in driving school, or because maybe the driving school didn't really teach us. I don't know, but yeah, we are a special kind of breed of drivers. So because of that, every state has its bad stuff, and I have a feeling probably Penang gets the most flack. Is that the word? The most bad stuff talked about it, probably because a lot of people go to Penang and they're like, oh, Penang. It's like, come on lah. In KL, in Klang Valley, I noticed that a lot of people go into lanes the last minute, and I think that just doesn't slide in Penang. Penang people don't really like when you cut into the lane, so they're like, what are you doing? Because I mean, it's a small island, right? You really kind of know where to go, where all the roads are. So when someone just suddenly comes in and just potong, you're like, what are you doing? And then you honk at them, and then straight away they're labeled as rude. What is this? Penang drivers not considerate, blah blah blah. But imagine you already know where you're going, and somebody just potong you, which is also very dangerous, by the way. If you suddenly just come into someone's lane, causing them to brake suddenly, it can be dangerous. Well, they could have easily just carried on that road and then make a U-turn somewhere. The thing about Penang is, if you're on the island, you don't have to worry about going through a toll if you remain in the island. So you just, if you salah lane, never mind, just continue, and then you can make a U-turn somewhere. No biggie. You just gotta change your mindset if you're going to Penang slightly, you know? It's a small island. You can make a U-turn quite easily somewhere down the road. You don't have to worry about a surprise toll unless you leave the island. The one thing I don't understand, right? People say Penang drivers are bad, but when there's like a dashcam footage of someone like doing something bad on the road, and then, okay, I'm gonna give an example. If it's the number plate is from Johor, people automatically, see, number plate J. So it's like, everyone has something against all the states, but yet Penang is somehow like widely known. Anyway, I have a solution for all of you who do not like Penang drivers. Don't drive in Penang. You can walk if you're in Georgetown. There's a lot of food there. I mean, people go to Georgetown for the food, right? You can just walk around in Georgetown. Like, okay, if you want to drive from wherever state, park your car where you're staying and don't bother driving around Penang. Because if it's just gonna frustrate you so much, it's also gonna frustrate the Penang drivers as well. So it's like, don't put that stress on you. You're on holiday. Just don't drive. You can walk. You can get the poorly designed rapid bus routes. Or you can just get Grab. I'm sure the Grab drivers will be more than happy to take you around. Yeah, that's my take on Penang drivers from a Penang driver. Anyway, until next time. I don't know when's the next time I'm gonna see you, but I will be behind the scenes on every video. Bye. I can't reach. Oh no. Bye.